My dogs, welcome to another exciting episode of Very Good Cocktails with me, Alex Wasily. We're hanging here at the beautiful, actually our new home, the Gold Diggers Bar here in East Hollywood, California. Today, I'm super excited to announce that we are benefiting NerdsVote, in case you guys didn't know. There's all sorts of information in the description of each video, but for those of you who don't know what NerdsVote is, it's an incredible education organization that gets gamers, cosplayers, con goers, comic fans, people who go to conventions, that kind of stuff, E3, Comic-Con. It gets them information about getting excited to participate in American democracy and or voting. So an organization I feel really passionate about for a number of reasons. Obviously, I am politically active. They are non-partisan, so it's awesome to support them. But also, the co-founder is my landlady. Her name is Courtney Taylor. If you've ever played Mass Effect, she is the voice of Jack, among her many, many roles that she has played. She's an awesome human being and works her ass off for the disenfranchised and is, I don't know, just a great person. So
and
we are here.
Patient landlady.
Exactly, patient landlady. And of course we're here with my co-hosts, Autumn and Trent. Yeah, right? So there you go. Let's go, dude. Autumn is answering questions for those of you on Instagram Live right here, or those of you on Facebook Live up there, or those of you, of course, on the YouTube channel. If you want the cleanest, most pretty picture, I recommend the YouTube stream, just because there's all sorts of information on that one. But yeah, if you can donate $10, that's super awesome. While I teach you these cocktails, we have some fun, exciting stuff planned for you today. But yeah, your donations go a long way. They go right to Courtney. I can literally give her cash because she's my landlady and we like share walls. So whatever you can pitch in, $5, $10, $20, $100, it would really, really mean a lot to all of us and all the hard work we're doing during quarantine to teach you how to make very good cocktails, man. So let's get right into it, man. I'm all about kicking it off the right way. We're going to start with, I thought it was a super fitting cocktail, even though it's technically Italian, but it's called an Americano. And since we're talking about nerds voting, we're going to start with literally one of the easiest cocktails I have ever learned to make in my entire life. This is an aperitif cocktail, meaning you drink it when you're getting ready to eat a meal, or if you're trying to get hungry. It's got sort of a bitter finish that will assist in whetting your palate. So hopefully you guys checked out the ingredients list. If you need to watch the prep video on tools or syrups, in the description there's a link to the prep video. So check that out. If you haven't, subscribed to the channel, of course. If you haven't, for those watching on Facebook, you can find that stuff all over my personal Facebook or Instagram. If you're just scrolling through the Very Good Cocktails page, you have all of that information. So Americano is, like I said, one of literally the easiest cocktails you can make. It's two low alcohol content liqueurs or fortified wine and aperitif, and then soda water. So it's super easy to remember because it's equal parts. It's 1.5 ounces of sweet vermouth. I'm using Carpano Antica today. If you have Carpano at home, this is like, I don't know, it's like $7.50, but it's like $40, and it will last a long time if you keep it in your refrigerator. We say week after week, please keep your vermouth in the refrigerator. It is a fortified wine, meaning it's a wine that they add alcohol to and spices to. So it does have a shelf life once you pop it, so keep it in the fridge. And we're going to build this one directly in the glass, okay? So take your jigger, your ounce pourer, and we're going to measure 1.5 ounces right here.
So we get to use internal line this week?
Yes, we do, finally, right? So if you're using a Japanese style jigger, there is a line, I wish I could show you guys, right on the inside, just below the top, which is 1.5 ounces. And if you don't want to do 1.5, you can do 1 and 1. You can do half and half, just do a smaller cocktail. You totally can. But I like equal parts on this bad boy. And like I said, right in the glass, works out swimmingly. We're going to come back to this guy in a minute. And then we're going to add equal parts Campari. This is a bitter orange peel aperitif. This is world famous alcohol. Starts off sweet, got a nice bitter finish. But one thing I love most about this cocktail is that it's only 2 different alcohols, but it's truly greater than the sum of its parts, meaning it's 1 plus 1, but it equals 10, if that makes sense, the amount of flavors that you get out of it. We were actually just enjoying a few of these before class got started.
That's crap.
Exactly, and it's low alcohol content, so you can sip these kind of all day. So we're going to go 1.5 ounces of that directly in. Notice, if you haven't done this already at home, but notice when I'm pouring the alcohol, I keep the jigger right next to the glass and the liquor down low. One thing when I'm teaching private classes or whatever is I see people standing over here, like measuring up close to their faces and then wobbling over. So just like stand tall, put the jigger right next to the glass, and then you can just pour the liquor right in without worrying about spilling too much, because times are tough, because we're unemployed and we can't afford a lot of alcohol. So there we are with that. Okay, next, I should have mentioned that I like to build this one in a wine glass. Just because it's a larger glass. We're going to fill this with ice about 2/3 of the way full. So when we're talking ice, if you have really small ice at home, like as I like to call it, Julian Cox's famous hotel ice, if you have tiny little shards like this big, it's going to be a little bit, or the drink's going to not last as long, obviously, because the ice is going to melt a lot faster. So I'm going to grab the biggest rocks I can out of this cooler here, and I'm just going to go just like that, okay? And then the third and final ingredient is soda water. I'm using Perrier, whatever, you know, if you can use your soda stream, hopefully you have a soda stream like we do and you're being sustainable, and you're just going to go, I'd say 5 ounces for this one, or just until it looks good in the glass. And then I like to top it with a little bit of ice, like that. And then you're gonna grab your beautiful shiny orange. Where's my paler? There we go. And the reason I say shiny is because this shininess is all sorts of tasty aromatic citrus oils that we're going to express over the top of the cocktail, okay? Cool, so I'm gonna go like so, get a really nice long piece like that. Notice I didn't get a single lick of the fruit in there. I just got the pith of the peel. If you get the fruit, then you get orange juice in the cocktail, and we do not want that, okay? So, little chefy bar thing. You're gonna take it peel side out and express, as we call it, over the top. There it is. There it is, Trent.
I got you. I'm here this week, Doc.
So this week Trent got a sound effects app, and we're gonna have every time. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. So yeah,
plenty more where that came from.
Here, ready? Let's do it again. Ready?
Oh wait, here I gotta switch back to that one.
We're gonna express it one more time.
All right.
Ready? Perfect. And that is beautifully gonna tuck into the side. If you notice, if you just express it, you can pick it up, and you smell that beautiful orange across the top. Mm-hmm. Since we are fans of sustainability, I have a paper straw here, and that's just gonna go right to the bottom. Oh my God. It's like, it's too easy. I kind of want to drink this.
Take it, doggy. It's yours. It's yours.
Maybe I'll make you another one.
I mean, I have a feeling I'll get a cocktail tonight.
If you're feeling lucky, Trent.
Yeah.
Any questions about this one, or any comments in any chats at all?
How do you make your hair so luscious?
Whoa.
How do I make my hair so luscious? Step 1, go into quarantine and don't see a hairdresser for months and months and months. Step 2, wash it semi-daily, I guess. I don't know. That's hilarious.
Also, do you know what tuaca is?
Tuaca?
Liquor, yeah. Tuaca.
No, I don't. If you can tell me what it is, we can check it out. And of course, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to hit all 3 chats. We are responding Autumn's responding to the Facebook, YouTube. I don't think you can respond to the Instagram.
I'm on it.
Oh, okay, she's on it. Cool. So if you have any questions, Autumn's here to field them and send them my way.
Do you prefer Uber Eats or Postmates?
Ooh, that is a good question. I would say, funny story about that is I signed up for Postmates free delivery for a month or whatever, and I forgot to turn it off. So I got hit with a $75 charge for the year, so I guess I used Postmates more, if that helps answer your question. Okay, cool. So this is the Americano. If you guys are just joining us now, we are benefiting NerdsVote. If you have a second, check out their website. They are currently having a Black Friday deal on all of their awesome merch. I love this t-shirt. I think it's badass. I'm going to wear it on stage for sure, Courtney, if you're watching. But yeah, they have the code is Thanks Nerds, all capital, for 20% off their merch on their store right now online. I have a story about the Americano, but I think we should just make another cocktail.
Yeah. I have origin story on it too.
Do you? What's the origin story? Trent,
Gaspar Campari's bar.
Okay.
First hit the scene in the 1860s.
1860s?
Yeah. So there's a little bit of discussion about like the exact time.
Okay.
But it was in Campari's bar, which makes a lot of sense.
Dude, I mean, it's a very Italian cocktail. It's
absolutely
like distinctly Italian across the board.
Because all you want after it is like capicola, prosciutto, like salty meats.
Salt. Yeah, this is definitely something to pair with a long, salty Italian meal. And people say it aids with digestion because of the bitter orange peel and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep sipping this bad boy.
Tuaca has like a vanilla liqueur. Like a liqueur 43.
Oh, okay, liqueur 43.
Ian's here, Corey's here.
Hey, boys!
Says you look great in your shirt.
The boys are back in town. Yes! Yes! Oh my God, I'm so glad the boys and girls and non-binary people are here. We are here for all of you guys.
Exactly.
And it's a party, man. I know we feel so, I'm like giddy being in this space because I know no one has been to a bar, hopefully, in the last couple of months. And we're happy to share this beautiful space with you guys. I'm excited. I hope you're feeling like you're hanging out with us at a bar, at home. I don't know. I'm super pumped on it. All right, we're going to move on. What is next? This is randomized. We randomized this before, so we're going to see what's going on next. Okay, all right. So this cocktail right here, for those of you who are watching at home, see if you can guess just by the ingredients. That's a fun game to play. This is a super, super classic. This is honestly one of my absolute favorite cocktails. If you've sat with me at a bar, odds are I've made you a riff of this or I've made you one of these. A lot of people say that it was invented on the south side of Chicago, and that's where it's got its name, because Al Capone liked to drink this, but we're going to make a south side. I was reminded of how delicious this cocktail is on Monday. I taught a private class with Leah Dickinson. Leah, if you're watching, that was such a fun class. We had such a ball, and I'm so glad you guys enjoyed the south side. I was so inspired by it and how delicious it was, and I drank it all week. And yesterday.
Had a couple yesterday.
Exactly. That we decided we'd throw it in the show today. So when building any cocktail, I like to say have a beginning, middle, and end, meaning have your ingredients in place, have your glassware in front of you so you don't forget what you're making, just in case you're making more than one, and then have your tools right in front of you as well. Because when you're making a cocktail, every cocktail does have a lifespan, and you want to make sure you're drinking it immediately after it's been made. And then after that, you can sip it as long as you want. Of course, I'm not telling you how fast to drink your cocktails, but if you make a cocktail correctly, there is definitely a lifespan, and you don't want to be searching for your garnishes and your stuff once the cocktail has already been created. Okay, so for this one, we're going to shake the cocktail. So grab your tins. If you have any questions about which tins I'm using the Corico weighted shakers. I love these. You can get them from cocktailkingdom.com. It's like $20 for a set. They don't go bad or break. I mean, they probably do if you like ran a car over them or whatever, but in my experience, I've never had anything go wrong. So they're in the prep video. You can check that one out as well. So this is a shaking cocktail. Cool. So when we're making a cocktail, the order that we go in is kind of important. We're going to start with the cheapest ingredients first, just in case we screw it up and need to toss it and start over. So the cheapest ingredient here is going to be my simple syrup, which is just 1-to-1 sugar to water that I made in 10 minutes with a burner. And I'm going to fill the 1 ounce side of my jigger all the way to the top. 1 ounce, like so. And then I'm going to take my lime juice right here and go 1 ounce all the way to the top. Cool. And I just remembered something. I want to chill my glassware. I didn't do that earlier, and I'm glad that I had my glass sitting right in front of me so that I could remember to chill it. Great way to chill your glass is just a little bit of water and ice. It'll help the cocktail last a little bit longer, and then the cocktail isn't chilling the glass and therefore getting warmer. Right? Cool? Here we go. Cool. I'm going to grab one of my favorite gins in the country, a Moss gin, if you're watching right now. This is a local gin here in Los Angeles. super herbaceous. We were sort of talking about it yesterday. It's like it almost if silver had a flavor and not metallic. I just mean that's the word that comes to mind. Gin, as we call it, the original flavored vodka. This is a grain-neutral spirit, meaning it's made with grain, and then they add a lot of herbs to it in the later distillation period, so you get all that delicious aromatic oil. They actually put mushrooms in this one, not psychedelic mushrooms, but that could be a fun experiment for a later day. Yeah, exactly. But it's got a funky sort of definitely heavy pine and juniper aroma. So, and this is a great cocktail if you're scared of gin at home. This is a really awesome way to get into gin. With this cocktail, okay? So I'm gonna go 2 ounces of gin. So all the way to the top. Don't cheat yourself because you want it to be balanced. Are there any questions or comments right now?
No. Scarrick's here.
Scarrick!
Back at the Gold Diggers.
Scarrick, dude, hell yeah, man. We spent some good time in this bar, man. I'm glad you're here, man. Thank you.
Oh, and Constantine wants to know if you've learned how to flip bottles as well. He still wants that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Flair.
We'll have to do that on a later episode, and that one is going to be $200 entry per person.
Yeah,
and I'm going to need everyone at home with a cheater bottle that they can play with, and we'll do like an informal training, if you will, on that. That sounds ridiculous.
And Ian says, don't put mushrooms in your booze unless you want to die.
Oh, yeah? I remember, Ian, the pot gin that you made years ago when we whipped that empty bottle into your courtyard. That was pure Roadhouse night. I think that was the night I first hung out with Autumn, actually, years ago. What a hilarious memory that is, right? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
so.
Nothing says romance like shattered glass.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude. That got me.
Yeah, dude. It's unfortunate, though, that you guys broke stereotype for stoners by throwing bottles out into a courtyard after
that's
getting
more of a drinker thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's a drinker thing.
Okay. Moving on here. I'm going to grab my beautiful mint leaves right here. I'm going to take 4 of them, right? Did I say 4? Yeah, cool. So 4 medium mint leaves. A lot of people like to smack their mint. I'm more of a fan of just loosely rubbing it between your fingers. You don't want to beat it up too much because then all the chlorophyll leaches out and it tastes like grass and it'll turn like black in the cocktail. So kind of on a time limit here. I don't want these in there for too long, but we're just trying to extract like the sweet mint flavor as opposed to that grass chlorophyll. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Cool. So 4 leaves right in there. And then I like to add a dash of Angostura bitters into this guy. So 1 dash of bitters, and we'll talk about bitters in just a minute. Cool. So I've got that built. My glass is chilling. I have my beginning, middle, and end ready to go. And we're going to shake this. And we're going to do a medium hard shake on this one, okay? So when we're shaking, I'm going to fill my shaker up to about here, 2/3 of the way full with the largest cubes I can get. And you want to make sure, I'm talking right now, but I'll show you in a second why you want to shake your cocktail immediately, right? But when we're shaking, it's important that you are remembering that you are diluting the cocktail, so adding water, because if not, this just tastes like rocket fuel limeade with mint, which could be good in a later stage in the evening. But we are diluting it, we are chilling it, and most importantly, we're aerating the cocktail. So the ice acts as like a piston slamming into each side of the shaker and like pumping air into it. If you did it right, a surefire way to know if you shook it correctly is if there's a fine little layer of bubbles across the top of your cocktail. And especially since we're busting up a bunch of mint, make sure you're shaking it hard. And the way that you can tell you're shaking it hard at home is if you're shaking, you hear chukka 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 instead of like swirling in the tin. Because if you're shaking it hard, like I said, you're busting up the ice, you're shattering the ice into pieces. If you're not shaking it hard, you're just like swirling it around, and that's just not a good drink, right? So in this time that I've been talking, I've been holding the tin right here, and you'll see how much water comes out. So you want to make sure you are putting your ice in the tin immediately, and then shaking. Cool? So I've got the ice drained. I don't want any extra water that I don't need in here, okay? So listen close while I shake this, okay? It should sound like maracas. Cool. So you'll see it's cold. I can scrape my fingers through the ice on the outside. and the vacuum compression of the cold air has happened. I have beautiful bubbles in the top of my shaken drink here. And then most importantly, for this cocktail especially, with the amount of mint we put into it, we have to double strain this one, okay? So, single strainer, Hawthorne strainer, into a fine strainer. So here we go. We're gonna get all that mint out. Yes, that looks perfect. Should have a light sort of tan color because of the Angostura bitters, but you'll notice here, you can see the bubbles really, really rising to the top. And it's okay if you have like micro fragments of mint in there. It's not gonna kill anybody, unless you're allergic to mint. And then for a garnish for this one, I try to find like the prettiest little floret at the top, you know, like you can find in your mint leaves. And this week I'll be posting a cool video, sort of behind the scenes, how to shock your mint. Cool? So I'm gonna, try that one. Little roadhouse action on the mint. Find a nice pretty fat leaf here. There we go. Cool. And I'm just gonna loosely rub this between my fingers, sort of wake it up. And then just, throw it on the bar. And just place it across. God, come on. Day one here. Place it across the top. And there you have it. That's Owen Wilson's approval there. But that is a South Side. That is one of my absolute favorite cocktails. And I see we have a question. What is the question?
Yeah, do you have any recommendations for low alcohol cocktails? Kind of going back to the Americano, but something like in that similar vein.
Yeah,
for someone who's not like a huge cocktail drinker.
Mm-hmm. There's so many options. What you can do is like a little simple hack is you can half the amount of alcohol and pour soda water in for the other ounce. So if you have 2 ounces of gin in a cocktail and you want a little bit less gin, when I worked at 3 Dots and a Dash in Chicago, we called it RM style, or Rich Melman style for the founder of the company. He liked his cocktails with a little less alcohol. One thing you can do is, substitute or add half the amount of alcohol and put water for the rest. And it won't throw off the palate or the profile that much. It will make a difference, of course, but that's a really easy way to, if you're not into super heavy alcohol content drinks, which honestly I love low ABV drinks. Alcohol by volume, ABV, as bartender slang or whatever.
What did you say? Vault 428 is a reference to
something,
right?
Anything Vault in this chat for sure with NerdsVote is a Fallout reference. So that's another role. Courtney is the female soul survivor. If you've ever played Fallout, she's the voice of the female soul survivor, which is incredible. And then I don't know if I said it earlier, but if you played Mass Effect, she's the voice of Jack. And a lot of Call of Duty, you name it. But it's super cool to see all the awesome like gamer Comic-Con stuff in our laundry room. When we go do laundry, we share walls. It's awesome. So who wants the South Side? Autumn or Trent? No?
I'll take her.
It's Trent.
Gabe really wants the South Side.
All right. We have Gabe here representing Gold Diggers today.
No, it's all you.
We got more coming out too, so don't be shy.
All right.
Cool. All right. So like I said, it's randomized. Oh my God. Here we go, guys. It is time for our shot donation spree. Yes. Let's go. I'll wash the tins in a minute. All right, so this is a new segment we're doing where we're going to put... Here we go. I have a timer right here.
I got my watch, too, if we want to go real old school.
Let's go 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right, so we're doing a donation showdown. What is it? Yeah, exactly. So I want... Autumn has her eyes on the Venmo account right now, or PayPal, or Cash App, and we're going to raise as much money as we can. If we can get it to $100 in 5 minutes, I will take a monstrous shot, as is tradition here at Gold Diggers, of La Gritona tequila. We have a question.
Your mom says hi.
Mom! Welcome, Mom.
Perfect timing.
Exactly. I'm going to start 5 minutes on the clock here, and we're going to riff for 5 minutes back and forth talking about... we can talk about low ABV cocktails, and what else are we going to talk about?
We can talk about Al Capone.
We can talk about Al Capone. We can talk about the history of the... No, let's just riff with that and see what happens. All right, so
I got some shit to talk about.
There we go. Perfect. 5 minutes on the clock. We want donations to roll in. Check out Venmo. Check out Cash App. Check out all that. Okay, cool. So 5 minutes is up. Let me drink some more right here. Remember, we're benefiting NerdsVote, an organization that helps spread education and literally registers people to vote online or at Comic Cons for anyone who's a gamer, who's a nerd like me, who likes to play video games, who loves comics.
What was the discount code?
Oh, they're having a Black Friday sale, 20% off the entire store with the code THANKSNERDS, all caps. What else are we talking about? Okay, we're talking about low alcohol by volume cocktails, some of my favorite. I love non-alcoholic cocktails too, and we have a whole show actually planned. We have months of shows planned for you guys. We had a really killer meeting the other day.
We did.
We have some hilarious and exciting and potentially costumed shows coming up to get us through, as Dr. Fauci called it, the long, dark winter. Yeah, dude! Exactly! Okay, Trent, you talk about Al Capone.
Yeah, dude. Really fun Chicago stuff.
Yes.
Anybody that's ever lived in Chicago is in Uptown. So you've probably been walking around and seen all those beautiful Art Deco theaters.
Yes.
That some are operational, some are not. So what happened was, the Green Mill, as we all know, has bullet holes in the back from all the rum running days.
Yes.
Al Capone was based on the south side of Chicago. The entertainment district at that time was actually in downtown.
Okay.
It wasn't out west like it moved, when we were there, or out in Wicker Park and everything.
Okay.
So he had a plan so that he could take over and have total creative control of some of the venues to move the artistic capital of Chicago from downtown to uptown.
No way!
So the Argyle
I didn't know
and all those theaters up there, those were actually built around the 20s and the 30s to house all of the clubs and the theaters and everything for the gangsters.
Okay.
They could also double as fronts. What happened was they built all these buildings, and then guess what hit? The Great Depression.
Loving the history lesson. Keep it going, Trent.
And so what they lose? They lost their funding. So that's why all of those theaters are built and finished, but they didn't get to see that volume of customer that they were looking for.
Interesting.
So yeah, that whole neighborhood is that little slice of history, just in the idea that Chicago can, someone that's a gangster can literally decide something like that and have that much power in Chicago to move it.
And you know what is so funny is there are so many antiquated laws in the city of Chicago concerning alcohol and distribution, and a huge reason for that is Al Capone. If you're just joining us now, we are in the middle of our, donation shot
donation spree.
Shot donation spree. We're trying to get up to at least $100 across all of our accounts for NerdsVote. The reason we're talking so much about Al Capone right now is we just made a South Side, which is a very traditional Chicago cocktail from the South Side. Gin, mint, lime, sugar, and Angostura bitters, shaken, so delightful. But we're just talking about how it's crazy in the United States, if you're watching here, the amount of laws that vary by region, by state, in terms of alcohol distribution. And we have a question, it seems. What's the question?
What pairs best with Rochut etudes?
What pairs best with Rochut etudes? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am a professional trombone player. I would say the best thing to pair with Rochut etudes is huge, giant gasps of air from your diaphragm without lifting your shoulders. You want your chest to go out. I would say phrasing is super important for Rochut etudes. And one more thing, and then singing through your horn, as we like to say. Make sure you're singing the etude. Rochut etudes are awesome. For any of my students watching out there, the ones who are 21, I hope you're
no, any of them.
Exactly, any of them, right. You'll be 21 eventually. But Rochut etudes, what pairs best? We have less than a minute here on the shot donation spree. What's another question? Yes. More questions, comments? What are people saying?
Dave just said an Easton catchphrase. I don't know what it was though.
An Easton catchphrare?
Did you say something?
Wait,
what did you
I
say?
didn't say anything.
Dave didn't say anything.
No?
I don't know.
That's okay.
Keep going.
What do we got? We have 40 seconds here. Where are we at in Venmo, Autumn? Can you see?
We're high.
We're up there?
We're getting there.
Almost there? Okay.
Come on, Alex's mom. Don't be shy.
Yeah, right. Come on, Mom.
Pay for your son's shot.
I need you, Mom. All right.
Gabby in Savannah says hi.
What's up, Gabby?
Keep the ham horn strong, please.
Keep the what?
The ham horn.
Oh, yeah, dude. Let's go. Jamaican air horns, baby.
Waz, what was your... We have enough time for this. What was your favorite dish, gun to your head, that we had yesterday for Thanksgiving?
Ribs.
Ribs?
Hands down. Yesterday,
You guys are...
Trent smoked baby back... Or no, St. Louis cut.
I St. Louis cut 'em,
St. Louis cut them. Some of the best ribs I've had in my entire life. Trent smoked them himself. It was incredible.
You guys are too kind.
And we'll post Trent and Autumn's Uh-oh.
That's our 5 minutes.
Wait a minute. I see we have a question, but I'm going to pour this La Gritona.
Just what pairs best when, and when is it correct to drink Malort?
The answer... Oh, here we go. How do I turn this off?
And will you make Malort cocktails?
You know what? I'd take that ride.
Somebody's got to ship us a bottle somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get it
if we can get someone to ship us a bottle of Malort, I'll drink a lot of Malort and make crazy Malort cocktails. Because there are indeed incredible Malort and bitter cocktails. Okay, so as is tradition here at the Gold Diggers Bar, I'm going to take a shot of La Gritona tequila. One of my favorite bartenders in the city of Los Angeles, her name is Mags. She taught me this awesome trick of La Gritona tequila and a little bit of Amaro in it. I'm just going to use the Carpano Antica that's right here. It adds a really, really nice sort of honeyed, grape, raisiny note to the tequila. Okay, so everyone at home who's drinking, even if you're not making the cocktails with us, grab something to take a shot of. I think we got our goal of, I can only imagine. Mom, if you're watching, this is to you. Cheers to all the Gold Digger staff.
Cheers.
Cheers to Autumn and Trent.
Guys.
Cheers to everyone at home, hopefully being safe, socially distancing, and of course, cheers to NerdsVote. Here we go. Salud. Dude, I was not prepared for that. You almost got me, dude. Holy shit. What's the question on?
Well, Scarrick is asking, he said he's been drinking Braulio.
Yeah, Braulio, of course.
Lemon and simple syrup shaken. It's so good. Do you have any variations you recommend?
For sure. Honestly, that's a traditional way to drink it minus the simple syrup. Just put it over ice and then express the lemon across the top. But I really like Braulio in minute amounts as like a rinse on a glass on any stirred cocktail or even a shaken cocktail. If there's a cocktail you think that's way too sweet or something, I love adding a nice bitter sort of... for those of you guys who don't know, Braulio is like an alpine aperitif, if you will. It's piney, it's bitter, it's almost spearminty, and I really like it. One of these days we'll bust it out. I don't know if we have Braulio here. I'll get a bottle in and we'll do a whole thing for you, Scarrick. And please, if you have any any questions or what's the word I'm looking for? Suggestions or
recommended cocktails.
Yeah, the next cocktail. Odds are it's either 50-50 in the cocktail book here, but we do one suggestion every week. So another question.
Can you remind us what you put in the tequila? Courtney wants to know.
Yes, I put Carpano Antica sweet vermouth, or any Amaro, honestly. Amaro being a low alcohol, herbaceous liqueur. So just like a 1/4 ounce of your sweet vermouth will take your tequila to another level, for sure. What's up?
Earl wants to know if you have a favorite Texas beer.
My favorite Texas beer is Lone Star. And if you don't like it, you can get out. But I absolutely love Lone Star. What is it? What's the motto? Is the official beer of Texas. I mean, are there... Right?
I feel like I should know.
Yeah, you should know. Autumn, you're from Texas. You should. She's Googling.
Autumn, you can save your ass by saying the Texas State Pledge you had to say at school every morning.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, it is honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one and indivisible.
You had to say that every day in school?
Honor the Texas
brother.
flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one and indivisible.
I mean, they say don't mess with Texas, and I'm not gonna here on this show because I love Texas.
Don't threaten them, they'll secede.
I've had, actually, you know what? If things were normal, I would be in Texas right now because Dumpster Funk performs at Antone's in Austin for Funksgiving, as we call it. We do 2 nights there. So I would be in Austin, but here I am with you, and I'm always glad of where I am all the time, but I love Texas. And yes, Earl, great question. What is my favorite Texas beer? And then...
Love a Lone Star.
Right. Okay, so the shot donation spree has ended. I have taken the shot, and we're going to answer one more question, then we're going to move on.
Someone said Saha, which means health in Arabic. You could probably say it better. Saha?
Saha?
It means
what's
health in Arabic? Or like good health.
You could say...
Or cheers.
Or cheers, yeah.
I mean, I don't think people really cheers alcohol in Egypt. That's just, I mean, they do. Actually, when I was there last with my family, we did drink alcohol, but yeah, I don't know. I think we just said cheers. But okay, we're gonna move on.
Anyway, let's not take it there.
Yeah, let's not take it there. Right?
It is Black Friday.
Let's see what is next here. Okay, cool. So this is a user suggestion / request. Tom Rammer, if you are watching right now, this cocktail is for you. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make a perfect Manhattan. it's a very, very common cocktail. I would say most everyone knows about a Manhattan. But a perfect Manhattan doesn't just mean that I made it really well. Putting the word perfect in front of a cocktail means that you are splitting the vermouth 50-50, dry vermouth and sweet vermouth. It's not a huge change, but it is subtle, and those subtleties make a huge difference for any stirred cocktail. Okay, so God, that La Gritona is hitting me at 100 miles an hour. Cool. So I like my Manhattans up. Thank you, Trent.
I got you.
I prefer my Manhattans up. Up means it is chilled, diluted, and then served in a chilled glass without ice. Very much like we did the South Side, okay? And this is a stirred cocktail. I like to do, I'm glad that the randomizer decided to do shaken and then stirred, because there's a huge difference between shaken and stirred cocktails, okay? So I'm gonna take my mixing glass. If you watched the prep video, you will see that I am adamant about glass for stirred cocktails. I don't like plastic. Oftentimes when you add alcohol to plastic that hasn't been treated right, or if it's got BPA in it or whatever, it can land off flavors, or it doesn't chill fast enough, or it doesn't hold the temperature in. So just use glass. You can use a pint glass. You can use a bell jar. I don't care. We used a bell jar yesterday for a second. For Haley's gin martini. It was great. So make sure you're using glass, because glass will insulate it, and you'll also have a better idea of when the cocktail is done. Okay? So, stirred cocktail. I'm going to take my long-handled spoon. If you don't have a fancy spoon like this, just use a long-handled serving spoon, whatever. We'll roadhouse it, not worried. Okay? When building any cocktail, we're going to start with the cheapest ingredients first. This probably by ounce is not the cheapest, but I like to start with bitters. Okay? I think I put, yeah, cool. So 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. So 1, 2, and that is it. Please be careful when using Angostura bitters. This stuff stains your clothes. It does not come out. For those of you who are scared of bitters, it's okay. I understand. It's called bitters, for Christ's sake. These are not inherently bitter. The way I look at bitters, as Paul McGee taught me, bitters are like the salt and pepper of making cocktails. So a little bit here, a little bit there can really bring out a lot of flavors. Too much of it, and it's not good. So just think of it like salt and pepper. Minute amounts. Okay, next up, I'm going to add a 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth right here.
Lots of internal line pours today.
Yes, indeed. So 1/2 ounce. If you don't have a measured pourer, I recommend you get one. This was like $9. And honestly, having the right tools does make a huge difference. It's not so much that it won't ruin the flavor of the cocktail if you eye it. This is such tricky ground.
You're like opening up the potential for it to happen.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. The idea is that good tools make your life easier. If you have the right saw and the right cutting job, it will be easier to get a final finished product. Same with your tools. I love this jigger. This is from Cocktail Kingdom. You can check out the prep video that I made with all of the beautiful tools in it. I'm going to chill my glass here because I forgot. But make sure that you're hitting, as we call it, hit your lines, man. Meaning hitting the interior lines of the ounce measure. Okay. My hands here. Next up is the dry vermouth. So I like to use Noli Prat for this. So think of it like this, okay? Sweet vermouth or Italian vermouth is like red wine that's fortified with a little bit extra alcohol and herbs. French vermouth, if you ever see French vermouth in a recipe, it's just dry vermouth, which is white wine that's fortified with alcohol and herbs and such. So I'm gonna go 1/2 ounce of this. And if you're just joining us, you didn't get to hear me rant about how if I catch you at your house with these out in your bar or on the counter or not in the fridge, we're gonna have to have a talking to, because this lives in the fridge, period. Not only will it help, not only will it not go bad, because it does go bad on a shelf, but it's nice to have chilled vermouth. Mine are cold to the touch. Adding cold stuff to a cold beverage, why would you not do that, right? Let me hit this with water. What am I doing? La Gritona is singing.
Yeah, dude.
Cool. Yes, dude. I'm a huge Switch gamer as well. You can add me across all gaming networks, Xbox, PlayStations, Nintendo Switch. I am at Jazz Truth. I play video games with a lot of bartenders, actually. The 3 dots and the dash staff I play with almost nightly. Yeah, Autumn plays with me. We have 2 PS4s in our house, and we play together because we don't like split screening, right?
Nope.
Nope. No split screens in this house.
Dude, NerdVote's approved though.
NerdVote's approved. Okay, cool. And for the rye whiskey, I'm going to use Rittenhouse Rye. You can use bourbon if you only have bourbon at home, whatever your favorite whiskey is. But I like to use rye whiskey in my Manhattans because it's so much more spiced. There's a lot more nuance in the alcohol. Doing okay over there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. And it's 100 proof, and Rittenhouse is cheap as hell. This is like a $19 liter. It's a liter. And it's great on its own. It's pretty consistent. Yeah, and I like it. Cool. So we're gonna go 2 ounces all the way to the top, just like that. If you spill a drop, it's okay. Right in. Okay, cool. So remember earlier we were talking about shaken cocktails, and when we're shaking, we are diluting, chilling, and aerating. With stirring, we are just diluting and chilling. We do not want air bubbles in this cocktail. We want it to be almost... The way I like to talk about it every week is when you're stirring your cocktail, when you're done pouring it, it should look like you have a big thing of water that you added 2 drops of soap to. So it should be smooth. It should feel like the surface tension almost has like an oil slick to it. It should look smoother than water, if that makes sense. And it does take a minute to get your shake and stir technique down, but with a little bit of practice and just even the private class we taught on Monday, from the first cocktail they made to the third cocktail was like a noticeable difference in technique and quality. And I was so proud.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the way, for those of you just joining us as well, I do teach classes privately. You can check out my website. There's a link in the description. I do all sorts of classes virtually. You get a customized cocktail book. You get half off any drink recipes that I will create for any party that you're doing. And it's a lot of fun. So it's a great way. Monday was for a family having like a holiday get together. I think tomorrow is with a newly married couple. And I do corporate parties as well, which are always hilarious.
Yeah.
So
it's the holiday season.
Exactly.
So you can't think of a gift for somebody.
Yeah. And
look it up.
Exactly. So if you want us to jump on your family Zoom call and shake and strain with you, we are happy to do so. So all that information is in the description there or at Very Good Cocktails on Instagram. We always have a good time. So, all right, cool. So like I said, we're going to stir this cocktail with ice. Make sure you're getting the biggest ice you can find. I'm using cold draft here. If your ice is smaller, you're going to stir it for less time. Cool. And I'm going to put this on here, right? And you're going to put your spoon all the way down to the very bottom just to make sure you're getting everything. And take your time. You don't have to rush through this. You can really go slow. It takes some time to get it up to speed and whatever. And if you're working behind a bar and making money doing this as your job, then you can go a little faster. But the way I like to know when this is done, it takes some practice, but a really easy way that I like to say it gets done is, see these 2 pieces of ice right here, and I'll show you every week. The one on my left, your right, is rough around the edges. Yeah, can you see that? Can you guys see that?
Yeah, there you go.
Here, I'll just put them on the bottom. Cool. So one, my left, your right is rough around the edges, and my right, your left is smooth around the edges. So when you put the ice in, theoretically, it will look like my left, your right. It will look rough on the outside. And as you stir the cocktail, those edges are going to smooth out. And once those edges look pretty smooth, then you can use your hands and feel the outside of your mixing glass. This isn't even cold yet. So I want it to get a little bit chilly. I don't want ice on the outside. Like I said, I want it to look like you added a couple drops of soap to a huge tank of water. So we're kind of getting there, and I see we have a question. What is the question?
Oh, do you have a favorite cocktail while gaming?
While gaming? Whatever I can make in light speed between lobbies on Call of Duty. I would say I'm a huge beer drinker. I love beer. We love wine. We love natural wine. We love beer. I would say a daiquiri is one of my favorite cocktails of all time. So daiquiri, rum, lime, sugar, shaken. That's a great one.
Coors and a shot of whiskey.
Yeah, Coors, shot of whiskey.
I like a perfect Manhattan with Fallout, though.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds kind of like,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, right? In terms of, depending on what game you're playing. That should be the answer. Depends on what game you're playing. Okay, cool. So this is getting kind of chilly to the touch. The ice is starting to look kind of smooth. I'm going to empty out my chilled glass, and I'm taking a julep strainer. You don't need one of these, but it's great to have so that in case you're shaking something with mint like we were, you don't need to worry about getting mint in this cocktail, okay? So I'm going to strain this out, and just as you guys can see, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Gorgeous.
Just a smooth, almost like oily looking guy, okay? Just like that. Tom, this is for you. Tom Rammer is one of my dear friends in Chicago, and he requested this cocktail. Some people like to put cherries in their Manhattans. That's fine. I don't really like to do that just because sometimes it can throw off the balance. Some people like to express lemon across their Manhattans. That's great too. For me, I'm just going to let the alcohol sit. I'm going to let the booze do the talking. I'm going to taste this here. And if you stirred it correctly, that's great.
Our boy Gabe's getting this.
Okay,
one.
cool, yeah. So if you stirred it correctly, it will not taste like rocket fuel. We use 100 proof Rittenhouse rye, but we don't want it to burn at all, and we don't want it to taste too watery. You want it to have a balanced, almost like tartness because of the French dry vermouth and a little bit of the sweetness from the Italian sweet vermouth, as well as that spiced rye rounding it out with the bitters giving it cinnamon and clove. It should be easy to drink. It should not be difficult to drink this, is the idea. Cool? So we're going to give this one to Gabe.
Cheers!
Cheers,
Cheers,
Gabe.
brother.
Our representative from the Gold Diggers Bar here. There we go.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Cheers.
Hell yeah. And we have another question.
Yeah, so someone had mentioned
Hell yeah.
like 10 minutes ago that they thought that Manhattans were supposed to be
Shaken?
they've always used 100% sweet vermouth.
Yeah. Mhm.
So do you want to differentiate
Sure.
a little between the perfect and the
Yes, I would be happy to do that. So a Manhattan, a really easy way to remember the Manhattan recipe is 212. That is the area code of Manhattan, New York. 2 ounces whiskey, 1 ounce vermouth, 2 dashes of bitters. That is a Manhattan, period. If anyone wants to argue that with me, they can. I don't care. This is my show. That's how I make a Manhattan, period. There might be... Exactly. There might be some extraneous circumstances in which you might alter the vermouth if you're putting a cocktail on a menu. But if someone says, Alex, I would love a Hendrick's gin or an Amos gin Manhattan, I'm going to do 212. For the perfect Manhattan, though, that's when we split. It's still 2 ounces whiskey and 2 dashes of bitters, but that 1 ounce in the middle of the sweet vermouth, I'm going to split in half and do half French, half sweet. So hopefully that helps. If you enjoy this is a perfect Manhattan. If you have French vermouth lying around or dry vermouth or French vermouth lying around, which you shouldn't, you can drink that on the rocks. But if you have it lying around, it's a really, really great way to use it. And it'll add sort of a little twang. What do you think, Gabe? What is it? Any tastes?
Delicious.
Yeah? Cool. And if you're making it at home, I would love if you guys, tell me what you think it tastes like. I love tasting notes. And a really easy way to get excited about what you're tasting is to talk about it. So tell me what you taste. You'll sound more and more like an expert the more and more you do it. Are you tasting bitter? Are you tasting sweet? Tangy, funky? I'd love to know. So across all 3 chats here, you guys should see my view here. It's incredible. We have a jerry-rigged iPad up here and a phone and another phone and a camera, and it's a lot of fun. All right, cool. So we have one more cocktail to make for you.
Awesome.
People also agree that they hate split screening.
Yeah, split screening sucks, man. It's no fun. And if your frame rate on your TV isn't enough to handle it, it's gonna lag, which is no good. Yeah, for anyone here from NerdsVote, you guys know what I'm talking about. Or for anyone who plays games, you know exactly what we're talking about. So, yeah, join me. I'll play with you guys. I'll play Call of Duty all day. I haven't bought Cold War yet because I've heard it's okay. I'm still a Modern Warfare fan, and I'll drop in on Warzone with you for sure. For those of you guys just joining us now, since we are live, today we are raising money for this organization called NerdsVote. It's an education and awareness organization that gets people to register to vote. They have a huge online campaign. You can sign up for their email lists. They are happy to get you educated about your local elections. As we know, there's a huge state runoff coming up in Georgia. They are on the front lines getting people registered, getting people active, getting people involved in American democracy, which I think is so important. So we're here benefiting them. Your money goes right to them. Courtney Taylor is the co-founder. She's my landlady. I will walk over with an envelope of cash. There's no like fees or whatever, especially if you give to my Venmo or Cash App or PayPal or whatever. Question?
Courtney's wondering if you have any more favorite gins.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, I'll talk gin all day, Courtney. Here, right here. So, like I said, Amas gin.
Yeah.
Made right here in Los Angeles.
They got that terroir down there.
Where? Oh yeah, St. George terroir. This is a California gin as well. You can't really find this everywhere. This is Los Angeles, but this you can get everywhere. Mm-hmm. This is super piney. How else would you describe it?
Douglas fir.
Douglas
is
fir.
like the local tree that they are basing it on.
Totally. If you can, this is actually gin that's made with tomatoes, which is pretty insane.
Very cool.
Not my favorite, but it adds like a savory note if you wanted to do like a crazy Bloody Mary with it. I really like Leatherby gin. That's out of Chicago. That's like, oh man, that's a dream come true. That's super peppery. Hendrix is great in terms of utilitarian. We have a bottle of this on our shelf at home.
Monkey.
Yeah, Monkey 47 is really, really great. If you have some extra money lying around and you want to make or you want to get some crazy gin, check out Old Raj, Oldraj. That's gin made with saffron. That's really pretty interesting. Comes in small bottles but makes a sublime martini. Of course, Tanqueray is great for your utilitarian South side.
Yeah, what's your best like large format kind of bar cart pull?
I would say if you can, go get Bombay Dry. Do not get Sapphire. Sapphire is fine, whatever. That's like club gin. But if you want to get a big bottle of Bombay Dry, it's consistent. It's great dry gin. It's from London.
It's the white label.
Exactly, the white label, not the blue bottle. If you have Sapphire, that's fine too. But Bombay Dry is just going to be a little more consistent across the board. And it's a great, and Beefeater, same week. Beefeater, Bombay. So thanks, Courtney, for being here. By the way, it really means a lot. She's awesome. She's a total rock star.
And she's a landlady.
Yes,
so you know.
Landlady. I apologize, Courtney.
Landlordess.
She's not the lord. She is
Landlordess.
The fair maiden. She's our fair maiden of the West. Yes, exactly. Let down your hair. You know.
Where's the beef eater?
Yeah, there we
Ian
go.
asked.
Oh, where's the Beefeater? That's the gin when Ian made pot gin. That was
oh my god, dude.
My favorite part of that whole experience was he literally took masking tape and put it over the label and just wrote pot gin. And it was like a light green color. I don't know how the hell he made it, but he and Trevor were up to some shenanigans in Chicago.
Oh, dude, I have a fun one right before we move on to the next cocktail. There's a little bit of drama about the history of the Manhattan.
Please tell us.
So, Manhattan Club in New York likes to claim credit and throw their stake in the ground.
Okay.
Supposedly, the cocktail was created for a welcoming party for Winston Churchill's mother.
Whoa.
But the bibliography is in question, and they've been a little debunked because they know that the trip that she came and visited for this supposed, like, Manhattan creation, she was actually pregnant with Winston.
Whoa.
So she wasn't drinking.
Interesting.
So there's a lot of, like, evidently the Manhattan Club is, like, they say that story to beat, there's another bar in New York that's escaping me that
I'm sure there's, like,
stakes
5
claim,
bars
right? But, like, they like to say this story to be like, well, no, we were hosting Winston Churchill's mother. But everyone's like, she was pregnant, homie, she wasn't drinking.
Well, I mean, that's assuming people back then didn't drink while they were pregnant.
I mean, I was drinking Cab Sav right out of the womb.
Right
Out of that cord, baby. Umbilical red.
Umbilical red, dude. That Ian, put that in our notes in our cocktail. Umbilical red. Ian and I have an incredible shared note where we talk about different names that we will name a cocktail when we own a bar together. God forbid. Yes.
Owen Stevenson says, wasily.
Owen!
And he says his nickname from Candace is Dr. Gin Ambien Medicine Woman.
Yes, that's right. Dr. Gin Ambien Medicine Woman. Owen used to play. Owen's an incredibly talented vocalist and guitar player, and used to play on cruise ships, and that was his nickname on a cruise ship, which is just absolutely savage. I can only imagine. Guys, I love the chat, by the way. Keep it as busy as you can, because I get to go back and read all the insane bullshit you guys are writing, and it makes me laugh so hard.
On all platforms.
So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Next week, we're going to figure out a way to get it on Twitch as well. We have, like I said, we have so many hilarious, exciting classes planned for you. And before I make this last one, I'm going to hype next week. We're here every Friday, right, at this time. Next week is the winter special, so a lot of you guys have requested winter cocktails. We went through and found 4 that we absolutely love. That
aren't like basic either. Like exactly. It's still impressive.
Right.
They're not like too accessible.
Yeah, the idea is that you can spruce up your cocktail game at home with these classes, and also we're raising money for NerdsVote, as you guys can see. And next week we will be benefiting the California Innocence Project, which has a lot to do with prison reform, and we'll talk at length about that next week. I'm super pumped for that. But donate today. Yeah, exactly. But donate today to NerdsVote. I really dig this shirt.
We can't have prison reform unless you fucking
exactly.
vote.
Yes, exactly.
You have to vote
you
so
have
that
to
we
vote.
can get the innocent people out of jail.
I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and so everyone watching this in Savannah, I know you guys are active. I know you guys are voting, but please, if you don't have a friend,
talk to your neighbors.
If you have a friend who isn't registered, you can get them registered through the site. They don't even have to be a nerd, even though, let's be real, everyone's a nerd about something. I feel passionately about that. But get your friends into it. It's fun to express your right and to have things come true that benefit everybody. So that's how I feel about that.
It makes your complaining legitimate.
Exactly. You can't complain if you don't vote. Period. What's up?
Did you mention the merchandise too?
Yeah, I did. About Black Friday sales. Cool. All right, so this is another stirred cocktail, and we're going to use 3 ingredients that we've used already. I love that we are keeping the ingredients to a minimum because I'm unemployed and I don't have money to purchase things. So I'm gonna, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a professional trombone player and I play for large groups of people, and we can't have those right now, so I can't have work. So us musicians are out of work, and I've always loved making cocktails. I have 11 years of experience doing this, and I'm happy to share it with you guys in the name of a good cause. Okay? Next up is the Boulevardier. I'm going to stop talking and start drinking here. Like I said, I'm going to have... That's a dirty glass. I'm going to have my beginning, middle, and end. I'm going to put my glass right there in case I forget what I'm making. This is a stirred cocktail, so I have my mixing glass nice and rinsed from the last cocktail. And this one is really, really easy to remember because it's every line of your ounce measure or jigger. So what I mean by that, I mean it's 1.5 ounces of whiskey, 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth, and 1/2 an ounce of Campari. It's super easy to remember that way. Just make sure you hit those lines. Cool, so I'm just going to start with whiskey in here, like this. This is another great aperitif cocktail, so like before a meal, to help whet your appetite. It's going to have a nice, sweet, bitter finish. It's almost like a Manhattan, but it takes away from that sweet twang of the vermouth and adds a nice kick of bitter orange at the end, which I love. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go 1/2 an ounce of the Campari, because it's right next to me. Bright red. Also, Allison, if you're watching, shout out Allison Muradas. She is a goddess. We had a great conversation this week. She was really helpful. But she is the Campari rep in Chicago, and she is a Wonder Woman. She's such a badass, and I just can't say enough good things about her, but she is the Campari rep. I love playing with Campari, and their entire brand portfolio is awesome. So,
and a trailblazer, and we need more women in positions
straight
like
up,
Allison
dude,
works.
Exactly. She's such a pleasure to work with.
Because if you've ever worked service, you've definitely been yelled at, and most likely by a man.
By a man, dude. Yeah,
an angry chef.
We cannot have any more of. There should have never been that to begin with. Getting hostility out of the service industry is something I feel really passionate about. For those of you who've worked in the service industry, it can be a hostile place, and why do that when it can be fun and exciting and with your friends and lucrative, you know? Cool, so I've got my cocktail built right here. Once again, we're going to stir this one, so I'm going to grab my large rocks into it, spoon all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to slowly mix this one like this. Yeah, it's a good sound. Cool, so a fun trick when you're stirring cocktails. Say I'm hanging with Autumn and Trent. I say, what would you guys like to drink? Autumn says, I want a Boulevardier. Trent says, I want a Southside. I say, no problem. So I will make this, build it in a glass, put it off to the side, let it sit with ice, and I won't stir it. And then I'll make the Southside, shake it, strain it, and pretty much by the time, you obviously need to check on it, of course, but by the time this has done, or by the time you finish making the Southside, this will be ready to go. So if you're making a shaken and a stirred, think of it, shaking, you're cooking with hot, boiling water, like you're searing something, and stirring is like cooking on low heat, like a low simmer or like a crock pot. Cool? Just a really easy way to think about it. Cool. But in this case, I'm only making one. So I'm going to keep stirring. And like I said, you want to make sure that ice is starting to get a little bit smooth on the outside. Don't put your hand on it like this because your hands are warm and you don't want to be warming it unnecessarily. The way I like to do it is just a finger on either side on the bottom, just so that you can keep it from shattering. These don't break, they explode and shatter. It's like a powder that gets into your cuticles and is horrific. So just be careful with your crystal glassware. Right. Cool, I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and this is a cocktail that's served on ice. So I'm going to grab the largest rocks I can find in here. Bam, just like that. We're almost there. Honestly, that looks good to me. So like that. And I'm gonna, yeah, that looks perfect. I'm gonna pour that into the glass. As you notice, when I pull it up high, it's not like bubbling. It's not like separating while it's pouring. The surface tension is sort of pulling it out of the mixing glass. Sort of a fancy way to look at it. And then I'm going to garnish this with another beautiful orange peel. So find a big shiny orange with a thick rind, and just, I like to pull, but you can, push, whatever. What's funny? Some good comments. Quality.
I think it's some gamer
hell yeah.
references that I'm not familiar with.
Yo, read it to me. Read it to me. I'm a gamer. Come on. Ready for the...
Oh, I got you.
We're going to express our orange peel. One more time. Ready? Cool. And then if you want, you can roll it in your hands, make sort of a little rose if you want. And then if you want to be chefy about it, you can rub that on half the glass and then tuck it where there isn't ice. Just like that. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. So that right there is a Boulevardier. I don't know if I can tilt the camera, but it should be this beautiful sort of honey gold red color here, and it should smell of orange. It should smell strongly of orange. I'm going to give this one to Autumn.
I was saying I can hold it here.
Oh yeah, if you want to hold it. Yeah, see if you can get. Oh. Right. There you got it. Is that working? Total roadhouse.
Yeah, it's working.
Let me see. Yeah, that's cool.
See the orange
Sweet.
rose.
So there you go. That is the Boulevardier.
Gorge.
Right. And then you guys might have seen me tasting with straws. A great way to taste it is put your finger over the edge, put it in, make sure you get some.
They're singing Uranium Fever. Has
Yes.
the got me down.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. For all those out there listening to Diamond City Radio, you know exactly what I'm
the
talking
ink
about.
spots.
Exactly, dude. Stimpaks. What's up on them?
Ian thinks that Uranium Fever would be a rad drink name. What would you put in that, Alex?
Uranium Fever? That's a great question. I would probably...
It's definitely a dry ice situation.
Yeah, and one day we'll do a dry ice episode. I would say that's not a tiki drink. I would say that's like an intense, 4 a.m. bartender just got done with their shift. What do you think?
I think it's got to have Malort in it.
You know what?
Because it's the world's fallen out. We have nothing left,
Yes.
but cases of Malort are available in Chicago.
Knowing our
cases of Malort.
Cases, pallets of the good stuff. Knowing our luck, if the world ended tomorrow, we'd be left with nothing but cases of Malort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I want to do one more thing before we sign off. We made our 4 cocktails for the day. I want to do another shot donation spree. Let's go! For all of you guys who are just joining us now, hopefully you can rewind this entire show and watch it from the top. But we have been
Watch
donating.
Alex's mom donate for him to do a shot.
Hell yeah, dude! That's what I'm talking
For
about.
Georgia.
Do it for Georgia.
Do it for Georgia.
My liver is processing alcohol as we speak, and it's ravaging through. As Ian used to say, the cirrhosis. But
Dude, no days off.
It's nothing really to joke about, honestly. But I'm here hoping to raise money for NerdsVote, an incredible organization that works their ass off year round for not for profit, non-partisan organization. Venmo at Alex Wasily, Cash App at Alex Wasily, PayPal alexwasily@me.com. or donate directly to them at NerdsVote.com. The reason I put my stuff up is so that it's like a one-click, it's a streamlined thing, and you can just donate to me and I'll walk it right over to Courtney because we share a wall. Courtney Taylor is the best. She is a co-founder of this organization. We're super stoked to work with her. This shirt is amazing. You know what? Hang on, I gotta put the timer on and talk blue streak here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Nerds Vote. The education, it's an organization that educates and promotes people registering to vote. You can do it online. Back when the world was running, they would go to different comic conventions and gamer conventions and pop culture conventions and get people to register to vote because it's so important that you make your voice heard. And I know it might seem insignificant, and I know you might feel like your voice doesn't matter. But if you watch the last election, they were so close, and it's just important that everyone gets out there and makes their voice heard. I feel very, very strongly about this, and if you have any other questions, just shoot us a message. We're happy to send you whatever information you need. I'm going to get a shot glass.
What's that Black Friday?
They have a Black Friday special. The code is ThanksNerds, all capital, for 20% off all of their awesome merchandise. They do such good work getting to younger people, especially who don't feel enthused about voting. It's awesome to have them as a resource. So what was the question?
I think you're shooting Ango.
Am I shooting Ango?
My dog.
Oh, I mean,
I can split one with you too.
Dude, I'll do a shot.
Yeah, respect.
Dude, look, I have years in the trenches.
Don't get it on that beautiful shirt.
No, I won't. I straight up won't. And if I do, I'll go to their website and buy another one because it all goes to a good cause. Courtney, if you're watching, you're the best. As we say, our land lady, or land fair maiden of the she lives
land goddess
to the south of us because we're above her.
Yes.
But fair maiden. What's the question?
Well, I'm going to give you options because we have some donators who are all giving you options.
Okay. Whoever we have the Venmo out. Whoever gives the biggest donation.
So right now in the running is tequila.
Okay.
Beefeater.
Do we have?
Or Ango.
Okay. Let's do you want to we can roll our dreidel. We have a shot dreidel here. So 1 will be tequila, 2 will be gin. I don't know if we have Beefeater here. We have I'd rather do Amas, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, let's keep it local.
And then for 3 we'll do Angostura, and this is a fun tool that we have.
Okay.
It's in Spanish.
But so tequila, Amas, Ango.
Exactly.
Well, we can wait on the spin. We still have 2.5 minutes.
Exactly. So we're going to put that down. We're going to keep talking about Nerds Vote. We're going to keep talking about next week's class, which is the winter special. We're so excited. I kid you not. We had like a 3-hour meeting the other day, and we have 3 months of shows planned for you every Friday, all with a hilarious different theme, all with a killer charity or education or organization that we are donating all this money to. People need it so badly right now. And I know that if everyone who has watched this video donated $1, that's more than we had before we started, and that means a lot to us. So we're excited to share awesome cocktails that you can make from the comfort of your house because we can't go anywhere. But we are also stoked, just to see you and have fun and laugh and watch me do dumb shit.
Absolutely. And PSA for LA, speaking of service industry, restaurants were closed again. So if you guys are a fan of a neighborhood restaurant, please buy a gift card. Please do something because there's staff that went off unemployment and are now effectively fucked.
Exactly. And it's been crazy trying to get. I have friends that still haven't gotten any unemployment since the beginning of this whole thing, and I really feel for them. And the world is struggling, and your dollars go to people that help make the world better. It's just that simple. So we're grateful for you watching. We're grateful for all these donations. Of course, we're here donating our time and experience as well, and we're just super proud to be part of it. And of course, our new home, Gold Diggers, this beautiful bar, the staff, Gabe, Brittany, Simon, Mackenzie, Ed, James, the whole crew here at Gold Diggers. Let's go! We're so happy to be here, and they've given us their home, or they've given their bar to us as a home for us for the foreseeable future, which is just so great, and we're proud to be here. So, Where are we at? 30
more seconds.
Okay, cool. Keep it going.
You can follow NerdsVote on Instagram,
Yes,
Twitter.
you can follow NerdsVote at NerdsVote, no space in the name. You can follow all of their stuff. You can check out their email campaigns.
Yep. Hashtag NerdsVote.
Exactly. If you, they do a lot of live streams as well. We love drag culture and drag queens, and they have so much awesome stuff with really famous drag queens, and it's really fun to watch them get politically active. Oh, what else is...
You got a dreidel spin in 1 second.
Okay, all right, here we go. For one, it's...
Is that alarm going to go off again?
Do you want to combine the gin and the tequila and the Engo?
Oh my
Oh.
I
God.
probably shouldn't have asked you if you want to.
Why would you ask me that? That's awful.
But people
Yeah.
are
I think
intrigued
they
by
call that
that.
a Oaxacan Negroni.
Dude. I mean, check it out. If someone donates right now, I will consider doing a shot of the three of them. Do we have a Venmo up right now?
It's down right now, but
Okay.
just tell them to just in the chat.
Yeah.
You donate right now, and just tell me you donated, and I'll take your word for it.
Okay, cool.
He's doing all three.
Honor system. Autumn is about. You should see
Because
her.
Ian says in all caps, "It's not about what you want.
and,
What
that,
we the people want."
and that is why Ian is one of my best fucking friends. Okay, cool. We're doing a mixture. We're going in gin, tequila, and extra bitters. I'm going to start with the bitters here because that's just
Ian
how-
donated. Ian did it.
Hell yeah!
Oh, there
Ian.
you go.
Now we're talking. Okay, cool. You know what? I bet this is honestly not going to be bad.
I think
I'm
it's actually
kinda
gonna
pumped.
it's gonna slap.
Yeah. And Ian, you know what, Ian? Here's your uranium fever right here. I would say if we could find a riff on this. And Ian, if you guys don't know Ian Adamczyk, he's one of the most talented bartenders with whom I've ever worked. He taught me so much about spirits, about different cocktails, about cocktail culture. He's awesome. Shout out Ian forever. I look to him for guidance on so much stuff. So he's a
Is
pleasure.
there any chance that this might be good?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I think so.
I think it might be too.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, if you want to go the full Roadhouse with me, you totally can. Here, do you want to do one with me, Trent?
Sure, dog.
Airstrike, standing by, dude.
Oh, the uranium has to be green.
Oh,
Green.
Oh, little
Fever.
green chartreuse.
isn't uranium yellow? I think uranium's technically yellow, but you know what?
I'm from a power plant town. I should know.
Yeah, right? All right, cool.
Well, we can do green chartreuse, or if we want to get SpawnCon from the Kardashians, we can throw some Midori in there.
Oh my god. One day we'll do a Midori special. And that
Oh,
day
yeah.
will be 2 years down the road when we have nothing else to do.
Exclusively for SpawnCon from the Kardashians.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Also, guys, we have some exciting stuff coming up. We have some giveaways with some liquor companies. We're excited to because they have liquor companies have like an absurd amount of swag, and we're going to be giving some of it away in the future with donations as well. So,
Courtney says to put blue curacao in it.
holy shit! Do you even have blue curacao?
Doubt it.
Yo, if you donate a bunch of money, I'll drink whatever. You know, it's like that. I'm unemployed as hell. I love playing video games. I play trombone and run across the world and have a great time with my friends. And I will drink whatever the hell you put in front of me for money. It's like that. I see. I don't think there's any blue curacao here.
No, there's
I mean,
a bottle of Sky vodka.
Why would you say that, Trent? No, this is about where we're gonna go today.
This one's for NerdsVote.
This one is for NerdsVote. So, cheers. Let's go. Cheers to everyone at home. Salud.
Cheers.
Love you guys. Here we go. Honestly, the bitter is really overpowering.
Yeah, it's like pure chrysanthemum.
Yeah. I get cardamom too.
Yep.
I get anise. Oh, that just felt like a bitter shot on steroids. When you put that much bitters in something, it's a perfect example of. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, too much pepper.
This is a perfect example of when you put too much bitters in something. As we said earlier, bitters is salt and pepper of making drinks. So if you put too much of it in, the whole meal is going to taste like pepper. The whole meal is going to taste like salt. So. Finish it. Okay, guys. Whew. That is about all we have for you guys today. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get all the updates, all the future shows through there. We're going to figure out a way to bring in Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, all of our friends. Oh my God, sorry, that shot is hitting me at 100 miles an hour. we're going to do our best to get everything all streamlined for you guys. And of course, if you have any inquiries about private classes, if you want a one-on-one with me, if you want to send me a video of you shaking a cocktail so I can give you a critique, do it. I'm here for you guys.
Yeah.
We are all here for you guys. Shoot me an email at verygoodcocktails@gmail.com if you want to book a class with me and the crew. It's super customizable. We'll make whatever the hell you want to make, and I'll teach you whatever the hell. There's 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And
keep throwing suggestions out.
Yeah, exactly.
We have an honest, concerted effort.
We do. Autumn's over here manning all 4 chats or whatever the hell. Every suggestion is noted, and we have room for it in every single class to make a user suggestion. And we have the means, we have the technology, we have the inspiration to make the best possible version of whatever the hell you want us to make. So we're grateful for all of you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week at the exact same time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central. Of course, can't go without saying a final shout out to NerdsVote. They are super awesome. They're supportive. They've been pushing all of our awesome stuff to their network. They do really, really great work across the entire country. Courtney, thank you again for being with us here this entire class. We've had such a good time. You are the best. And if you guys don't know Courtney Taylor, you should go follow her. She's such a badass, an incredibly talented voice actor who lives here in Los Angeles. One of the most workingest people I've ever known. Seriously. Such a hustler. It's inspiring, honestly, to see how much awesome stuff she does. So grateful to know her. Grateful to the Gold Diggers Bar and staff once again. Shout out and grateful, Gabe, woo! Thankful to Trent right here and Autumn T, Trent Icefeller, my co-producers. Exactly. Thank you so much for everything. We're going to sign off here in just a second, but that's it for this week, episode 3 of the YouTube channel of My Very Good Cocktails. And with that, I bid you guys adieu. Cheers. Yeah. All right, let's figure out how to turn this stuff off. Let's see.
And they still chat if it's off.
Oh yeah, here's this one finished.
Well done.
Oh, thanks, dude. Here we go. This one. Let's do this. And
That was so much fun.
thanks, dude.
Is that off?